Stay a while and listen.
Hello everybody, my name is Necroxis and I have a question for you. Are you prepared for Legion's story? Well, fret not, because today we continue our series catching up everybody on the goings-on and the new upcoming expansion. In this episode, we're taking a look at the enigmatic coastal zone of Azuna. The tragic story of Azuna begins 10,000 years ago during the Legion's first attempt to destroy Azeroth, the War of the Ancients. The conflict began when the Night Elven civilization was at its height, empowered by the magical Well of Eternity at the center of their kingdom. Ruled over by the amazingly powerful and vainglorious Queen Azura, the Night Elf civilization was uncontested across the supercontinent of Kalimdor. Azura was adored by all Night Elves, but she reserved her love only for her highborn, the corrupt noble elite of society, and the most powerful practitioners of arcane magic. Azura and her court took up residence in the new palace, Zinashari, built around the Well of Eternity. Sargeras, demonic lord of the Burning Legion, became aware of Azeroth millennia before even this, and was constantly trying to get his armies to the world in order to destroy it. His first opportunity arose when he successfully contacted Azura's High Counselor, Xavius. Sargeras tricked Xavius into believing he was a god sent to deliver Azeroth, and Xavius would convince Azura of this as well. The queen would then turn the will of her highborn magi toward creating a portal into the Twisting Nether, centered at the well itself. I'm not going to explore the entire War of the Ancients in this video, as that would easily take an hour, but the important bit relating to Azuna is that not all of Azura's highborn were accepting of the Legion's invasion of our world. Prince Farondis, one of Azura's most trusted advisors, called Azuna his home. Yet his palace was far enough away from Zinashari that he could witness Sargeras' corruption twisting the minds of his fellow highborn without succumbing to the demonic temptation himself. Thus, he decided to stand against his queen and the Legion, formulating a bold, yet simple plan to stop them. Farondis planned on using an ancient artifact stored deep within the magical Narthalos Academy, known as the Tidestone of Gul'dan, to destroy the Well of Eternity from afar. Unbeknownst to him at the time, the Tidestone was actually a pillar of creation that the Highborn in Azuna had acquired at some point. Thus, the titanic power within it could very easily accomplish Farondis' goal. Unfortunately, Azura's influence was already deep-seated within Farondis' palace. Vandros, a young noble in Farondis' court, was fanatically loyal to the queen and caught word of the prince's plan to destroy the Well of Eternity. He reported the insurrection to Queen Azura herself, and she wasted no time in punishing Farondis and his people. In a stunningly horrific display of her arcane power, Queen Azura destroyed the Tidestone of Gul'dan, releasing a wave of dark energy over the entirety of Azuna and its inhabitants. Immediately, Farondis and his entire court, along with all life on Azuna, vaporized. Their spirits cursed to wander the land indefinitely. Any talk among the highborn of resistance to their queen died with the prince. To this day, the ghosts of Farondis and his court inhabit the lands of Azuna, blaming their prince for their condition. However, with the Legion's return and the Horde and the Alliance scrambling to secure the Pillars of Creation, the possibility for redemption has revealed itself. Yet the ghosts of Farondis and his court are only one among many factions vying for control of Azuna. A contingent of the Blue Dragonflight also calls the zone their home. In Azure Wing Repose, we see a final retreat for the oldest living blue dragon, Senegos. He's barely hanging on, using the magic permeating the land as well as the pool in which he resides to survive. But such a concentrated amount of arcane magic in one place is sure to attract attention. And it has attracted the Nightfallen, arcane magic addicts who have devolved from the Nightborn of Suramar. We'll cover them more in the Suramar video, but we'll need to save Senegos and his flight from the Nightfallen if we're to secure his aid in finding the fragments of the Tidestone of Gul'dan. But while Farondis and his court's ghosts wander the land, and Senegos and his blue dragonflight fend off the Nightfallen, the Legion has also arrived to begin their conquest of the Broken Isles. In a triple pincer move, the Legion have taken the sub-island of Farinar on the west coast, once a place strewn with Night Elven ruins, as well as having started to besiege the Isle of the Watchers where Maiev and her wardens built their base, and also have pushed in from Suramar, creating Fellblaze Ingress on the east coast. The Illidari demon hunters have arrived and are trying to hold the Legion at bay, but they are failing. The Alliance and Horde along with Khadgar will need to reinforce their efforts, else all of Azuna will quickly fall before the might of the Legion. And finally, with the Night Elf Ghosts, the Blue Dragons, the Nightfallen, and the Legion all vying for control of the zone, with the Alliance and Horde struggling to keep everything from falling apart, a fifth player has emerged. Queen Azura, now leader of the Naga, has sent a large contingent of her forces to take advantage of the chaos and claim the fragments of the Tidestone of Gul'dan for herself. Enemy to the Legion now as well as the Alliance and Horde, Queen Azura seeks the titanic power of the Pillar to further her own agenda. We will need to race against her Naga forces, in addition to trying to save the allies we can find in Azuna from various threats, to secure the fragments of the Pillar and hopefully reform it to help seal the portal at the Tomb of Sargeras. In the end, Azuna is a unique zone in Legion, as there is not a single faction in control of it. Demons, Naga, ghosts, Nightfallen, dragons, and demon hunters, we will need to deal with all of them if we hope to survive the chaos of the Cursed Lands and secure the Tidestone of Gul'dan. And now, you are prepared. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you found this video informative or entertaining, feel free to hit that like button. If you have any questions or feedback, positive or negative, leave those in the comments below and I'll do my best to address them. But as always, the best way to help me out is by sharing this video with anybody you think would find it interesting. I am always looking to introduce more people to the lore, and so if I can do that for even one person, this whole YouTube thing will be worth it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time for part 3. Stay awesome, and yeah, farewell.